And thank you for joining us for our second hour here of NewsNation Live. I'm Marni Hughes in Chicago, and we begin with renewed nuclear threats from Russian President Vladimir Putin. The latest threat to the West, a massive Russian Yars rocket capable of hitting the United States and the United Kingdom. President Putin's latest threats come a day after rumors began swirling about his health, following news that he is canceling his annual end-of-the-year press conference for the first time in a decade. And the renewed threat also happening as Russian troops face setbacks in the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Nick Smith is here with the very latest and the reaction to this renewed threat this morning. Nick.
Marni, good morning. Here's a stat that is sure to give everyone pause and help to illustrate the danger Russia poses with Putin's continued veiled referencing of the use of a nuclear weapon. The Yars missile complex has a capacity 12 times greater than the American bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. Putin is reasserting his nuclear threat against the West by appearing to prepare for combat use of a massive nuclear missile capable of hitting both the U.S. and the United Kingdom. Now, the footage that gained worldwide attention was released on Wednesday. And, Marni, it shows the installation of a Russian Yars rocket being moved into a silo at a military compound southwest of Moscow.
Nick, I want to be clear here. So it's a Yars missile. It has the capacity 12 times greater than the atomic bomb that the U.S. used in 1945 during World War II. But we don't want people to panic, right? There is a threat, but there's no evidence right now of an imminent threat, right?
Absolutely, Marni. No, there is no information to even suggest that there's a plan to fire this Yars missile. But the Yars has a range of about 7,500 miles. And this highly visible exercise is being viewed by most as a flex by Putin, his way of sending a message to the West. And, Marni, it is important to point out that all this saber rattling is only a tip of the iceberg, because we may see more acts like this. Russia's annual Strategic Missile Forces Day is on December 17th, which is billed by Russia as a day to celebrate the people protecting Russia and their strategic rocket forces.
Nick, there are also some reports this morning of an American who had been held by Russians in Ukraine being released in another prisoner swap. Who is he? What more can you tell us?
Marni, his name is Vladimir Putin, and this morning he's a free man. The 35-year-old had been living in Ukraine for 2 years when he was arrested last June and held by the Russians. He was released in a prisoner swap. Now, the Russians accused the Air Force veteran of spying. Putin says he spent weeks in a basement where he was repeatedly hit and even electrocuted. He says he could hear others being tortured as well, but now he's headed back to the U.S.
That's some good news. Nick, the latest with the plans to ship that U.S. Patriot missile defense system to Ukraine. What more are you hearing on how soon that weaponry is in Ukraine's hands?
Well, Marni, right now, this is what we know. We're just simply waiting on, or the U.S. is waiting on, approval by Defense Secretary Austin. He will then send it to President Biden for his signature. Now, once those plans are approved, the missile system is expected to ship soon after, and the training for Ukrainian military forces will start right away at a U.S. Army base in Grafenwehr, Germany.
Right. And we know that training can take months, so important to get that into motion. All right, Nick, thanks for that update this morning. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.